as we get underway. We got Lino70 says, I'm up to
新京
watch
は
this.
パイ
It's
ロットです今
2:13
日も、
a.m. here.
マイクロソフトフライトシミュレーターの、
Well, welcome into you,
公式集会に参加していきたいと思います。
All right, my parking brake is off. Full throttle is in, and we are now underway, taking off for
はい、
Community
離
Fly-in
陸していきたいで
Friday.
すね。今日の飛行区域はマレーシアです。ライブウェザーです。リアルタイムではありません。朝方にしてます。
All right, I'll switch over Wamba to your screen as soon as I get airborne here. All right, positive rates.
As well here.
Oop, I was not paying attention and I started descending all of a sudden. Better pay attention to that. Focus on flying there, CD. Bad pilot is bad.
私また燃料満タンにするの忘れてた。後でどっかで満タンにしましょう。
It's been a while since I've flown this virus. I'm not used to how it handles compared to the X-Cub. Yeah.
今日はこのエクストラの
All right, let's see the
330
ducks on Wambi's point of view here.
巡航速度は
Here, I hope
120
you've
ノッ
got
トとい
your
うこと
button
で
ready
ね
here. Factual says, getting up that early likely gives KL simmers a sense of malaise. Oh, factual. You kill me.
That's a good one. Unfortunately,
Well,
my
is it
PC,
though?
my PC isn't loading all the players fast enough.
Where was he? Even though
Not good,
145
good.
is joining the
Kuala Lumpur Tower Extra 145
クアラル
frequency
ンプ
change.
ールなるほど聞いたことある
Yeah, it's getting a bit overloaded here.
地名でございますねクアラルンプール
live weather is actually pretty awesome.
G21 G44 っていうのはどこの飛行機じゃろグラマー
Now, for anyone who's flown into Kuala Lumpur before, one thing you'll have instantly realized is the airport is really far away from the city.
ダイヤモンドエア
Now,
クラフト
thankfully, there is a
40
train. There is an express train that will take you direct from the airport to the main KL Central Station. But it's about a 45-minute ride on the train to get from the airport to the city.
ビーチクラフトボナンザかな
Is that a fast
ホテ
train?
ル49
Well, it's not like a Japanese-style bullet train, but it is like an express train. It only has like 1 or 2 stops, I believe, en route between the airport and KL Central Station.
But just a normal speed train.
Yeah,
Just a-
exactly. Yeah, just like a
one-
conventional passenger train.
ATR の
Miles
4
an hour or something, usually.
Ooh, check this out. Got a couple cool aircraft behind me. Boeing 307 and a de Havilland Caribou
からキットフォックス
pulling up behind me.
この前々からこの公式集会で乗ってる人が多いので
Oh, we got a helicopter flying with you.
アドオンで
Actually,
欲しいな
that
と思って
that normally just anything installed.
ようやく買ったやつですねこれ翼の上のところに窓っていうか穴が開いていて上が見えるようになって
Ederin says no
これ
Pelican. Are you not flying with us
キ
today,
ットフォ
Ederin?
ックスって言ってキット
Ederin,
で
for those of you who don't know,
売
is
ってる
our
みたいです
regular
ね
Pelican
売って
pilot.
て自分で作るみたいなホームビルドの飛行機ですね
It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it, right?
Surely Neff says no Pelican, but plenty of ducks.
Grandma.
Well, certainly on Wambi's screen. Pick up all those ducks.
ちっちゃい飛行機ですちっちゃいちってもまあ
You don't really see
Just a stock
helicopters
studies,
join
yeah.
the community flight often. It's nice.
I would love to fly with helicopters, but I usually fly in VR with a helicopter. Other way around. When I fly a helicopter, I use VR. But that's pretty hard on the streaming because
It
it
is.
doesn't really work.
Ederin wants to know what's the cruise speed of a laden duck? African or
depends.
European? Ederin.
Exactly.
朝 サモヤ
As
が
Lumpy asked the same question.
I can tell you the cruise speed of the rubber duck is about 220.
By the way, I'm not sure if this is part of the
TBM
default scenery or if
930.
this is part of the payware pack that I have, but there's some cool, interesting POIs below me right now as we're making our way towards KL.
多い
Got a
ん
very neat bridge
307
here.
これ見え
This
るんだっ
structure
けな
looks like some kind of convention center or concert hall or something like that, looks like. And there's the flag of Malaysia. Look at that. You can see on that hillside below us in the scenery. That's kind of neat.
That is neat.
最近東
Here
南
we
アジア
have
結構飛んでるんですけ
mosque
ど
below us and another mosque up here as well. Looks
マレーシアは
very
ちゃん
cool
と
with all
飛
the
ん
minarets
だ
there.
のはことはないですね。
Of course, Malaysia has many different ethnic groups that make up the population of the country.
History.
Muslims make a very large percentage, also people of Chinese ethnicity, and Malay people. And they all live and work together. And there you can see up in the distance, there's Kuala Lumpur, the city center. You can see just off right there's the very famous Petronas Twin Towers. And even larger right here, this is a brand new building, just finished construction earlier this year. Now the second tallest building in the world after the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. This is the Merdeka 118 or 118. Brand new building, just finished construction in 2023.
And I
And we'll
assume the number is the number of floors.
That makes sense, yeah. 118 floors. Lynn, who is from Malaysia, says this is so cool. Well, Lynn, maybe you'll be able to spot your house as we fly over KL.
F35 F35 ジョイントストライ
I
クフ
know
ァイタ
a
ー
lot of
で
you
す
will
ね。
be
ライトニング
tempted
2
to see if you can fly underneath the sky bridge connecting the two twin towers of the Petronas Twin Towers. I'm not sure if you can or not. I think there might be an invisible wall there if you try. But, you know,
あ、
someone else
隊
can
長
give it a
発
shot.
見
We will
隊長
find
にご
out.
挨拶
Yeah,
してお
I'm
き
sure,
ます
I'm
か
sure someone will try. Or multiple people, more likely.
Yes,
P40 もいる
I might try it.
P40 見るか
I'm probably too far behind to try it, right?
I don't know. I mean, you'll catch up pretty quickly.
この方もよく
You
見
always
かけ
tell
る
me an expert.
コールサインのこと
I
で
just
す
realized
Always
I had no idea that the virus could cruise this fast. I was
De
doing like
Havilland,
150
Canada.
knots true airspeed.
こ
That's
の
way
折れ
too
曲がっ
fast.
た翼がちょっと
150 indicated?
What? Yeah,
Ah, c'è
150.
Dota, c'ho
I didn't think the virus could do that. Go that fast.
え
I'm going 105. That's
Yeah,
変な感じの
I'm
飛行機
throttling
です
down very much here.
スペシャル
pretty much maxed out.
おかっこいい66番
I've got a stadium coming up to my 12 o'clock.
あれ
Right there.
このオレンジが隊長隊長の記事を確認するのを忘れてい
What
た
kind of sports are...
近くなるとラベルが出なくなっちゃうんですあ隊長あれだ
I'm here to learn since I signed
Yeah.
up yesterday and then didn't
Isn't
study.
that,
あこの方は日本のパイロットの方ですねスペシャ
Cricket
ル
makes sense. That would be popular. I'm guessing football or soccer for those of us in certain parts of the world because that's popular everywhere.
一つ
I know badminton is very popular, and some of you may have seen there was a viral video from like 2 or 3 weeks ago where there was something like a
隊長おはようござい
200
ま
shot
す
rally in a doubles
何喋ってるか
badminton
全
match.
然わかりませんけど今日もよろしくお願いします
It was pretty incredible.
wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, Lynn is saying football and badminton very popular.
ちょっとしばらく隊長と並走するか
Oh, what did Factual say?
It's surprising how quickly viruses travel.
Oh, Factual. You are not allowed to make terrible jokes like that.
あ出て
Eh?
きた
Eh? See what I did there?
ラグってちょっと後ろに
Yes. Yes, I did. Damn it.
世界で2番目に
Alright.
高いビルが
Now
どう
we're
か
sort of over the city proper now. You can see just how far away the
ような
airport
気が
was
するけど、あれかな
from sort of the central area. Where we're going to be flying now, it's called KLCC, or Kuala Lumpur Convention Center. And this is sort of the main plaza around the Petronas Twin Towers. And there's, you know, kind of luxury shopping malls,
Shopping
a lot of
malls.
fancy restaurants, sort of like the high-end retail and business districts in Kuala Lumpur.
DC3
Oh, I see a dark star flying around. I wonder who
Oh,
it is.
that's got to be Hex.
Oh, is it?
あれかななんかちょっとおしゃれそう
Once
な
again, if
建
your
物
scenery
で
looks
すけど
different from mine, I do have a payware add-on for KL, so you may not see all the same buildings that I'm seeing. Lynn saying, there's beautiful KLCC Park, my favorite park.
All right,
I'm going to turn my autopilot off and do some hand flying here.
Speed
Again,
boy da.
the payware scenery. So you can see the three largest buildings, well, I guess technically four largest buildings, because you have the Petronas Twin Towers, which
ペ
technically
トロナ
count
ス
as
ツイン
two.
タワーこ
That
れ
was
かな
directly ahead to my 12 o'clock.
世界で2番目に
To
高
my
い
11 o'clock,
ビ
that
ルの
tall building with the
通るって言
spire,
ってたけ
that's
ど
the Merdeka 118, the brand new building, which is now second tallest in the entire world, only after the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. And then the other one that looks kind of like, you know, for those of you from Canada, it kind of looks like the CN Tower. That's the Kuala Lumpur Tower, and that for a long time was the largest building and most famous landmark in the city until 1997, 1998, when the Petronas Twin Towers overtook it in size. So yeah, there's the Merdeka 118 right there. I think this looks like a very evil building. To me, I don't know. It has a very aggressive architectural style, my opinion. I know it's subjective, but
これか
kind
す
of
げ
like
え
Claw
and
or
here's
something.
here's the KL Tower, and there's a park. I think there's like the aquarium is
本当に
here
す
as
ごいな
well,
これ
just below the tower. And there's a very cool park
こ
here.
れは大きいでしょ
When I was here, it was insane.
おーなんかぶつかったあーあったあったあったあったあったう今日死なない設定にしててよかった
There, of course,
え何にぶ
very
つかった
famous, one of the world's great landmarks, the Petronas Twin Towers, with their famous sky bridge that connects them. Fun fact about that sky bridge is actually not attached to the buildings. It floats freely, which is very interesting. And it's also it's a support structure in case there's an earthquake. It actually stabilizes the two buildings. Right here, you have Traders Hotel. That's actually where I stayed when I was in KL.
す
And
げ え
beautiful views of KLCC
で
Park
け え
and the Twin Towers. There's actually a swimming pool in that hotel, swimming pool and bar
し
on
か
the
も
top
超
floor.
よくできている
So you go have a drink and have a swim and enjoy some beautiful views. See some people are trying to fly through the towers.
またぶつかったような気がする
Looks like Muhammad Blend is currently crashed
Oh.
into the tower. A few other people. So I'm not sure if you can actually fly underneath the sky bridge. It might be
あれなんか
rendered as a solid object
何かに
later.
とどめられた
This other tall building, this glass one here, next to the Twin Towers, this is the Four Seasons. Of course, very
ラ
famous
クタービ
luxury
ームに捕
hotel
まっ
line.
た何これ
Dive between them. Yeah, works fine.
Oh,
no.
we'll switch over to Peter's point of view then.
Oh, well, yeah, or not.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well.
Oh, F's in the chat for Peter. Blue Eyed Tom says, what city is this? I never left America. Well, Blue Eyed Tom, it's one of the great things about Microsoft
Also
Flight
got a
Simulator
mucha
is that we can
sweetness now.
explore the world from the comfort of your home, and we like to bring you different countries and different regions every week on Community Flying
クアラル
Friday.
ンプールの
And today
街
we are in Malaysia,
なるほど
Southeast Asia. And we're flying over the capital city of Kuala Lumpur.
Maybe
あ
you
こ
can
れ
try
なん
to
か
lower
ト
it,
ラクター
no.
ビームがいる
I think I remember testing this before. I think you can fly above the sky bridge, but not below it.
おおでもかっこいいなタイっぽいなデザインもいいな
Let's try it again then.
And there's an airport here in the middle of the city.
いや、自分の国のデザインラインを大切にするっていうのはいいことですね。大事なことですね。素晴らしい。
Ish.
All right, I'm gonna take a shot at this myself.
Yes.
You do that while I'll continue.
感動しちゃ。
Right.
クアラルンプール。
Once we get back underway, I don't want to do this while I'm flying over the city. When we get back underway, I'll pull up some of my photos and we can do some sim versus reality comparison shots.
I'm getting feedback that your engine sound is a bit loud, see?
I don't think I'm sharing my engine audio with the stream at all.
Oh, then probably not. Oh, Wombies.
My-
Sorry, Wombies. Wombies engine sound.
I can turn down my sound.
All right, here we go. I think I can fly between them this way. Okay, good. No invisible wall if I fly
Nope.
above the
Oh,
sky
that
bridge.
works. That works.
Yeah, I think it's if you fly below the sky bridge, it's rendered as an invisible wall in the sim, so you can't do it. All right, I'm gonna get back underway, get back on the flight plan.
Right,
One more very
plan
famous
will
landmark
do
though in the
my
hills. You
show.
should be able to see it from roughly around here if it's rendered in the sim. There's the main mosque in Kuala Lumpur, the largest one, is up in these hills somewhere. I'm not sure if we can see it exactly though. It may not. Oh yeah, there it is, right there. See that? Yeah, there it is.
You can fly through
Whoa!
it if you just fly
また来た。ドルニエの
up
点。
high enough.
これがすごいでっけえ飛行機なんすよ。
Just between the triangle.
I did try that, but that crashed.
It's a narrow gap.
Oh, I see you have
Turn
your
on,
使って消えたのか、そこで
Yeah.
トラクタービールに捕ま
You
っ
see
たの
the
か。
hitboxes on the tower are also pretty elaborate as well.
Yeah.
Those are pretty.
Oh, are you in dev mode there, Wombi, showing where the hitbox is?
Yeah. Yeah.
ワイヤー2機。
500.
あ、ヘリコプターだ。
Engine sounds to land.
ベル。
It's only in this one case, but
パタパタパタパタ。
941 Lyco says the game keeps getting more beautiful every time I see anything to do with this game. Great job with the game, and thank you to bring it to the Xbox Series. Well, you're welcome, and glad you're enjoying it.
Pull up.
And we are here in very beautiful Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia today for Community Fly-In Friday.
でこの前B2 スピリットがどっかで、発売されたって言われてましたね。そういえば今一瞬スピリットが見えましたが、まあ、このゲームには私のところには入ってないので見えないんですけど。
Yeah, well, we're getting a few people in the chat saying your audio is too loud. Are you able to stop broadcasting your game audio to the stream? If not, I can mute it on my end. Otherwise,
How about that? Is that better?
okay, I see that's better.
Good.
ちょっと
All right. Well,
燃料
I'm
満タンにしときます。
departing
ちょっとやべえ
KL behind us. There, of course, you can see the Twin Towers and Merdeka 112 or 118, sorry. And we're currently heading back on our flight plan.
ちょっと今日はインチキ給油しました。
Yeah, people in chat are saying you've fixed the audio, so good job with that. All right, now that I got my autopilot re-enabled, I'll get back to cruise speed, and I'm going to show you some photos. Here's a
when you
selfie
were-
I took. This was New Year's Eve, right in front of the Twin Towers. Normally, there's a fantastic fireworks display that takes place every year here, and I was really looking forward to that when I booked my trip. But sadly, this year there was right around New Year's there was major flooding in parts of the country, and so the government decided it would be kind of inappropriate to celebrate in the capital while other people elsewhere in the country were dealing with great hardship. So there were no
あれ
fireworks on New
今
Year's
日そういえば
Eve
ま
this
だ
year.
あれ見てないですね。
Kinda sad.
ダークスター。
I never knew you actually got hair.
お休みかな。ダークスターいるところ隊長あり、
here's-
隊長いるところ
Is
ダ
this
ークス
chain
タ
with
ーあ
the
りな
stall
の
sound? Yes, it is. Here. Listen. See? That's chain. Imitating
I
a
did-
stall horn.
I didn't hear that.
Or you didn't. Did someone hear it?
Here's another photo I took of New Year's Eve. Just is kind of facing the other way. So if you turned around from this point of view 180 degrees and look behind me, you'd see the Petronas Twin Towers. Just to give you an example of just how huge this crowd was. Tens of thousands of people on the streets to celebrate New Year's Eve. Again, same night. This was the Kuala Lumpur Tower that we flew over. We showed you that earlier. And this was all lit up in the colors of the Malaysia flag.
あれこれ空港かなんかえらいでっかいの。
There's that same tower in the daytime.
あ空港っ
From
ぽい
ground
です
level.
な。
Give you an idea what it looks like.
マレーシアもなかなか栄えてますな。
This I thought was pretty neat. This was in the park adjacent to the Kuala Lumpur Tower. There's the World Peace Gong. And as you can see, it has all of the various countries' flags from all over the world. There's my country right there, Canada. You can see if you can spot your country. Obviously, you got Malaysia front and center at the top. Mombi, Peter, do you see? Oh, look right there. Anyone recognize that flag? Anyone know what that one is? A lot of you should know that one because
I know.
a very large
Yeah.
percentage of our Microsoft
my,
Flight Simulator player community
it's
is
my
from
native
that
home
country.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
It's Kiribati, yeah.
Yeah, you do know that one.
I see
フ
Norway.
ォーカス50。
Where's Norway?
これも
Bottom.
もうエンジン3つ。
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right there.
エンジン1個の
Norway.
やつもあったかなこ
The
れ。
bottom, I think that's
エンジン
Netherlands
3つ
or
のだけ
Luxembourg.
だったかな。
Where's the-
Where do you see
これもなかな
to
か
the left? Or
the left?
飛行機らしい
right there?
感じの。飛行機らしいっていうか、
no, that,
ま
yeah,
あ
that one.
That one.
か
Yeah.
っこいい飛行機ですね。
Yeah, that looks okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought this was really cool. The World Peace Gong in KL. What else can I show you here? Oh yeah, this was neat. So this is at the KLCC Park.
yeah,
Again,
the
this is immediately adjacent to the Petronas Twin Towers. Every night they have a choreographed, colored water fountain light show that's synchronized to music, and this happens every evening, so you can go see it. There's always a big crowd that turns out for that.
Is it always the same crowd?
Probably not. You may remember we talked about durian on the stream before and how it is
Yes.
the smelliest of all fruits. This was
Wonderful.
a sign in my hotel. No durians allowed. Please be
この方
informed
も
that durians are strictly
公式
prohibited
集
in the
会にい
hotel
ると
rooms.
よく見かけるパイロットのコールサインの
Speaking about
方ですね。
Yeah.
Do we have any Malaysian cuisine? No.
Well, I'm just going through my photos again.
この辺
Malaysia
常連
has a
さんばっ
fantastic
かなの
street
か
food
な。
culture. Here is a photo I took in my travels.
おー
Famous clay pot chicken rice, as you can see,
大
just
惨事
served on the side of the street. And I love street food like this. This is like my favorite thing when I'm traveling around the world, visiting different countries, is to eat at places like this.
セスナとかに乗ってるパイロットの方、本物の
Alright, what
免 免許
do we
持っ
have
てるパイロ
here?
ットで
Uh,
かもしんないですね。
Here we have another, just a really cool sort of pedestrian alley in KL, where you can, buy street food from various different vendors.
私
and
みた
then
いな
there's,
こう
you know,
カジュアル
picnic
プレイ
tables
ヤー
along
と
here
違
where you
っ
can
て
just sit
もっ
and
と
eat
リアル
it.
な
And again, this is
こ
like
う楽しんでいらっしゃ
what I
るかも
love
し
to
れ
do
ないで
whenever I
す。
travel is find places like this. Jaylan says, evening from Sweden. Well, good evening to you.
Good evening,
Welcome in.
Sweden. Hello from Norway.
One thing I also thought was really cool about Kuala Lumpur is there's a very vibrant speakeasy culture there. Some of the coolest bars you'll find anywhere in the world. Here's one I went to and took a photo. Just the interior. You have these little private booths with these kind of beads curtains, and then you have these kind of cool umbrellas hanging from the ceiling, and really delicious
Malaysia.
cocktails.
延々と風情していくんです
Yeah,
か。
here's a couple of cocktails that I ordered at that speakeasy.
マレーシアっていう国も
Very tasty.
まああんま東南アジアってなんか割と近いけどあんまりよく知らないというかあんまりこの新聞というかニュースにあんまり出てこないというか
Oh, here's a neat shot. This was the view from my hotel room.
Oh,
Like pretty sweet
that
view,
looks
right?
nice.
Yeah. Am I firewalling the throttle? No, not at all. I'm only at like 2/3 throttle setting. I'm indicated airspeed 125 knots right now. Let me just throttle back slightly to about 120. But it should be
まあ
pretty
社
easy
会経
to
済
catch up.
に大きななんかインパクトが
Well, one nice thing
ない
about
国なんでしょうかね。
KL too. So I stayed at Traders Hotel. You can look that one up online. It's one of the more famous hotels in KL. It was not prohibitively expensive. It was reasonably affordable for a tourist. It's a very sort of high-end luxury hotel, but I was only paying like I think in terms of Canadian dollars,
あの
120
しま
Canadian
しま
dollars
白
a
黒
night to stay
白
there.
黒のストライプ
So
はあれ
it's
で
very
す
much affordable.
う
It's
わ
about
びっく
the
りした
normal
横に
price in
見よう
Europe
と
for
し
a
て
night,
た
right?
あの敵味方識別の
For a
あ
very
の
moderate
帯ですね
All right, let's check in on Wombi and see if we can spot some more ducks.
ヨーロッパ戦線の
There's one right there.
に使われてたやつだと思います
Yeah,
あ
they're
の
all over.
スピットファイア以外にもアメリカの戦闘機とかでもよくこのしまし
So
ま
do
書
you
いてあり
replace
ます
every non-standard aircraft?
地上
Yeah,
から
it's,
あ
it's
の
just every
とか
generic
敵味
aircraft.
方間違って
And you
撃たれ
enable
ないよ
to
う
show
に
generic aircraft for
は
multiplayer.
い上にそのまた上にいるのが隊長ですね
I
多
haven't
分
actually. No, I just don't have anything installed.
Right.
But I,
Yeah, that-
I do that sometimes. Yes. That's an even more fun experience. Yep.
本当に朝早いけどもいろんな飛行機が見れ
Yeah,
て
Wombi, for
嬉しいで
people
す
in the chat who may not be familiar with some of the add-ons you've created. Now, obviously, you do some serious stuff. You've been involved.
あれも
with
確か
the
ね、なんか
System
調べてた
152
ら
mod
ね
you worked very closely
キッ
on.
トがで、
Yes.
と完成品と両方
I
なんかあったような
started
気がしますよ
out
スペシャル
making some
なんかホームビルドする人もいるんじゃないかな
3 years ago,
多分
and I have been involved a bit with some aircraft mods like the WB Sim 172.
私が子供の頃に見た飛行機のあの雑誌とかでもアメリカ人で結構ホームビルドし飛行機ホームビルドで作ってる人多いんで今まあ今からすごい昔の話ですけどね今でも結構いるんじゃないですかねおしこしのなんだったっけ航空祭みたいななんかそういうイベントでもなんかいっぱい軽飛行機が集まりますけど自分で作った飛行機とかも持ってきてるんじゃないですかね
And I'm currently doing stuff I can't talk about.
Okay. Now, in addition to sort of like the serious realistic mods, you also, and this is what I absolutely love about what you do as a creator, you also create some really whimsical fun things. Obviously, like the duck mod. For those of you who don't know, you made a mod of Jane, who sadly had last-minute cancellation today. Jane sends her regrets. She was supposed to join us on the stream today, but about an hour before we were going to go live, she sadly had to withdraw from today's stream. Hopefully she'll be back next week.
あれこれ DC3 に見えないから私が持ってないあれだな使ってるなリバリー
that you can fly in this sim.
残念
Yes.
DC3 のリバリーもだいぶ買いましたけどね
Tom.
買いましたけど
You've
それじゃ
also
ない
made
のがあ
a
れだな
witch flying on a broomstick.
Yep. And the airport buggy that we used in the
DC3
air show on MSFS official here last year in November. And jet-powered outhouse.
Yep,
We
I
also
remember that.
used
I remember racing against that on the air show.
the unicorn balloon.
930これも乗ってる人多いんですよね
Yes.
なんでだ
Yeah,
ろう
I remember that one. Hashtag
個人
believe.
で持つにはちょっとお値段かかりそうですけど、人気のある飛行機なんでしょうかね。
Fire
まあ、
truck
で、マイクロソフトフライトシミュレーターデフォルトだっていうのもあるんだと思うんですけど、あれもかっこいい飛行機
And I
だ
do try to have fun with these generic AI replacements like the duck and the pinata mod. I don't remember if I released that yet.
これ車輪引き込みですかね何がついてんだろう
What else?
あれ下に。
It's been a lot these past 3 years.
Sound mods?
and what?
Sound mods, few, various.
Some sound mods here and there, yes, for
Oh.
like the Jane adding the
Taicho
Jane's
hentai.
Dollhorn into some things, and Jane was also nice enough to record another sound effect for her mod. Yeah, and I do some work with the FS Air Shows team, troubleshooting workarounds for limitations we have.
インシデントが
The FS Thunderbirds team. Trying to remember what I've done, yeah.
That's
Well,
hard, isn't it?
we put a link in the chat to your profile page on flightsim.to. So anything you've published that's available to the community, I assume you can
Oh.
download from
ス
there.
ピットファイアがしっかり護衛していらっしゃいます。
That is correct.
RAF に守られてます
Anything
ね。隊長
freeware is available there, yes.
その吹き飛行機横の扉ってどうなってますそ
I'm
れ
in
って
formation with the Dark Star again.
もしかして横の
All right, let's
ガラ空き
look at Peter's screen.
ガラ空きなのか
Oh yeah,
ガラ
there's
窓ガラ
Hex
スみたい
flying
な
off
の
your
がは
wing.
まってるのか
X is so
Iconic.
good at that, the slow flight.
いかにい
Yeah,
か
I
に
mean, imagine flying a Dark Star in around like I'm doing 110 knots or something. It's all
Yeah.
But look at that angle of attack, and he's still pulling it off. He's still,
Yeah. Some nice camera work there too, Peter.
I mean, since Tom is missing, it's nice.
VF35 ジョイントストライクファイチャー
Now, big.
Some...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I saw Mihama blend around here somewhere, but I think I lost
い
him.
やー気持ちいいな
I know
こ
Muhammad
れがまあ
Blend's a
暴
big
走
fan
族
of
の
your
中やってる
various add-ons,
暴走族
particularly
の
the
心
more
理
the
か
more
の
whimsical ones like the ducks.
めっちゃ燃料使うやろ
The
うな
Japanese flight sim community is absolutely amazing. I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. And here on the team, we're always so impressed by the quality of the screenshots that Team
Oh
Japan
yes.
submits every week. For those of you who don't know, we run a weekly screenshot competition, and there's a group of flight simmers from Japan that every week they all enter. They work together. They pose, and they sometimes do formation shots, and they
森
really
エリ
do
アに入っ
some
てきましたな
really great photos from the sim, and they've raised the bar for everyone else. So everyone from all the other countries now has to up their game to compete with our Japanese screenshot submitters. Rubber Duck says, "What's quacking, my featherless?" Indigo?"
Hey,
お
Rubber
ー
Duck.
見渡す限りの森
All right, so what I was gonna say, big news to our broader Xbox and PC gaming community yesterday, of course, was the early access launch of a very highly anticipated new game from Bethesda Game
そう
Studios.
マーケプレでまたセールがあるって言ってた
Anyone in the chat played Starfield Early Access
お金
yet?
厳しい
Of
気
course,
がする
launches
んだ
on
けど
Game Pass for all players next week.
また
But if you upgrade to the premium
あれに
version,
任せて
you
買っ
get
ちゃおうか
5
な
days of early access. Which, for those of you in North America, Canada, United States, Monday is Labor Day, so you get a holiday-long weekend. And I can't think of a better way to spend your long weekend than playing Starfield. I know certainly that's what I plan to do all weekend. Has anyone in the chat checked out Starfield yet? Since its early access launch yesterday?
Nope.
I will absolutely check it out as soon as it's out on Game Pass.
Exactly.
I've got early access as soon as I finish work today. That's what I plan on doing is loading up Starfield.
なんていうか結構東南アジアのイメージ気でけ
Of course, with like most Bethesda games, there's going to be a huge modding community for that game as well. So, if you wait a little bit, there'll be some great community add-ons created from players too. So can't go wrong.
Yeah, I am interested in learning more about that. That sounds like it could be fun. Absolutely.
Do we have a touch and go this far? I can see.
We have several touch and goes. Just looking at my map though, I'm currently 60 nautical miles away from the first touch and go, so about another half-hour flying time till we get there.
61. Okay. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
And
There we need to get to work. Yeah, I see.
check over on my POV. I've got a Spitfire giving me an escort to my 4 o'clock position there.
スピットファイアエスコートあれですよ
Love
スピ
flying
ットファイア
Spitfires.
エスコート
I hate landing them, but I love
Yes, I was
flying.
going to say, I love
Yes.
flying Spitfires. I hate taxiing, taking off, and landing in a Spitfire. But once it's in the air, I adore it. Great plane to fly. Terrible plane for everything else.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The chief designer of the Spitfire, R.J. Mitchell, had a very famous philosophy. He said that if an aircraft looks beautiful, it'll fly beautiful too. And you can see he certainly
アメリカ国
certainly
籍を
incorporated
引き
that
付けばねこの D17
aesthetic when he was creating the Spitfire.
服用機
Do you think there is an inverse relationship with the
服用
ground
機だ
handling?
けど車両は
I
引き
guess.
込み式
If a
ですね
plane looks beautiful, that it will perform poorly on the ground.
Okay. I think that's a safe assumption. I mean, look at the NX Cup, right?
Yeah.
Handles beautifully on the ground, probably.
Well, I mean, the reason the Spitfire has such terrible ground
Did you
handling.
just call the NX Cup ugly?
Yes.
Ooh, I don't know if Factual's still here, but she's
Wow.
gonna take offense to that.
Wow.
了解でございます
The
ね
X Cup is fine. The NX Cup is
どう
wrong.
ですかおしゃれな
Oh, yeah,
飛行機です
factual and
ね
chat
アメリカ
with the
海
shock
軍っ
emoji
ぽい
face.
塗装ですね
So, looking at the Spitfire here, the reason it handles so poorly on the ground is you can see how thin the wings are, and that's one of the reasons why it handles so nicely in the air. But they have to stow the landing gear somewhere. So the landing gear, as a result of the thin wings, is... Oh, yeah, there we go. Look, they're putting them down. You can see how close those wheels are together. So you have a very narrow stance with the landing gear because when you're gear up, the wheel wells are close into the fuselage, the thickest part of the wing, which is the only place they'll fit. And so you get these wheels that are
じゃ
really
あ
close
手に
together,
ある
and as
字
a
も
result, you
使っ
get
て
terrible
ほし
ground
いな
handling.
記念に
The wider your stance, the better your handling on the ground will be.
SR20 垂直尾翼機
But yeah,
尾翼
beautiful
が
aircraft, the Spitfire.
特
Certainly
徴
one of my
的な
favorites.
It's so nice to fly in VR as well. The cockpit is so cozy, and you can look at both sides and
Now,
all the
で
views.
すな
speaking of beautiful aircraft,
Oh, look at this!
we've got Wombi's wingman here.
How gracious!
Yes, very gracious.
Yeah.
So majestic.
Majestic. That was the word I was looking for.
Flying Flow 90 says, I recently got the Messerschmitt 109, the takeoff checklist, full right aileron, full right rudder, and it still goes left. Yeah, you know, when I first started flying the Spitfire in Microsoft Flight Simulator, that was one thing I had to unlearn from my real life flying. Is I'm used to, yeah, if you're gonna take off, put full throttle in. Like that's standard takeoff in every plane I've ever flown before. It's always full throttle to take off. If you do that in the Spitfire, you will crash almost immediately. It's uncontrollable, and you won't be able to maintain the center line to take off on the runway if you do it with full throttle.
ダイヤモンドエアクラフト
Even
の
in the air, if you full
40
throttle, you have to counteract the roll.
これも本当におしゃれなデザインの飛行機です。
So Malaysia, interestingly, kind of has two different national holidays. The one, of course, August 31st that we're celebrating today is Malaysia's Independence Day, which is in 1957 when the Federation of Malaysia gained independence from
ちょっと
Great
長いん
Britain
だな、でもこれ
and
せっ
ceased
か
being a
く
British colony. But their other national day takes
ポ
place
スト
in
ス
about
トー
2
ル軌道を
weeks
披露
on
してさせて
16th September.
いただいていますが、
This goes to 1963. So
Yahoo!
originally, you know, we're going to get into a little bit of the history here. The country of Singapore, which we've been to before on Community Flying Friday, that was part of the original 1957 Malaysian Federation. And there were some other territories as well in eastern Malaysia, which you may think is sort of like those island parts like Borneo, closer to Indonesia. That's also part of Malaysia. That was not part of the original 1957 Federation. And so in 16 September 1963, Singapore separated from Malaysia and became its own independent city-state. And eastern Malaysia became part of the Malaysian Federation. And so the second national holiday on 16 September celebrates 6 years after gaining independence. That was the sort of modern Malaysia. That was when all the territory that
ちょっ
represents
と晴
modern
れて
Malaysia
きま
became
し
part
た。
of the
こ
country.
こに植生
So there
の
were two separate national holidays in Malaysia. August 31st, which is the Independence Day, and then
マイクロソ
September
フトが
16th,
シミュ
which
レーターの
represents
作り出した直
all of the
線の
country, all of the
境
different
界線
regions
がある。
of current Malaysia joining the country.
So what's the geography of Malaysia like? I can see this
なんかちょっ
side
と
is
変わった
very flat. I can see this
道
side
路
is
の張り巡らし方をしてますな。これは何でしょうね。この
Yeah,
花々の
so if you look at where Malaysia is on the map, it's obviously in Southeast Asia, so you're going to get a similar climate, similar geography to countries like Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, etc. That's sort of like the mainland portion of Malaysia where we're flying today, though. In
なんでこん
eastern
なぐにゃ
Malaysia,
ぐにゃ
this
に
is
道
more
路
like
を交わして
Indonesia.
るのかよく
So
わか
like
りませんが。
Borneo is part of Malaysia. So it's going to be more like a South Pacific island climate and geography.
うん道路みたいですね。畑のあぜ道的なも
Now
のでしょうか。
Borneo has volcanic activity, right?
It certainly
Does
does.
Malaysia mainland have active volcanoes?
That's a good question. And
Ah,
I'm
it's
not sure the answer to
for-
that. Super Typhon is in the chat. I know he is a huge fan of volcanoes, and he should be able to tell you any volcano facts you would like to know.
でけー。
Oh, I've got a Bell 407 helicopter to my 6 o'clock now.
大きいっていうだけですげ
Laser
ーかっ
700.
こえ
I have one at my
Yeah.
I have one at my 3 o'clock orbital. There are a lot of 407s tonight.
Yeah, you know, it's entirely up to the individual pilots what they want to fly, and certainly if we're flying something slow enough that a helicopter can keep up, you know,
Did you just call helicopters slow?
compared to fixed-wing
Ooh,
aircraft,
yeah,
helicopters
Paolo.
generally are
この飛行機
slower.
から見るとみんな片思いみたいなもんですよ。
Obviously, 2 weeks ago when we were
Yeah.
in Indonesia, we were flying jets. I was
お
in a
さ
Cirrus
むの
Vision jet.
取
We
り
were
じゃい
doing, I
ど
think,
け
300
み
knots
たい
on
な
that
勢い
flight.
ですな。
Yeah, good luck with
I
the
don't think
helicopter.
there's a
どっ
helicopter
か
that
ら
can
見て
keep up
な
with
んか
that.
この変な箱積んでんですよね。船の下に。でっけえ
Super
し
Typhon
つ
is
る
saying
つる
Borneo is now free from volcanoes because they're all extinct.
Oh.
Oh, did they hunt them down or what? That's sad.
Yeah.
They got a prince wearing a fancy costume and a sort of
The
stick with a
play-
plunger. He cleaned out all the
Playing a flute and just walk out of the country with all the
Yeah.
with all the volcanoes behind it. I think that.
Yeah. Steve and Factual liked your joke there, Peter.
Thank you.
I don't know. Is that a compliment when Factual likes your joke?
Is it though?
Is it like
I'm not
that's
sure.
something you should be happy about, or
Yeah,
is that
exactly.
is that sort of like
something to
うほ
yeah?
ー DC3 でもカトンボみたい
Factual's
だ。
protesting. She's insisting.
I'll take this joke. But she's not on board. So I couldn't
ATR
do this.
の4っていうのも旅客機ですけどね。これ
I'll
に
think about it.
かかればカ
If
ト
you
ン
wanna
ボ
have
で
to say
す
it's
よ。
factual, you have to come on voice, otherwise no.
すげえでっけえ。
Extremist says the V-22 Osprey has a top speed of 315 miles per hour. Yes, but not in vertical mode though, right? Like when it's in forward flight
but-
mode. So
Yeah, but it can land then vertical after flying for 350 miles an hour.
yeah.
So.
あれ隊長機を護衛していたスピットファイヤーが見当たらない。
Hex is saying the V-22 isn't a heli. Well, I mean, it kind of is and it kind of isn't. It's a hybrid. It's a transformer.
It's a both.
Yeah.
Or neither. I mean.
Yeah.
よく似てるけど
That's the worst part,
なんかサイズ感が似てるけど違う飛行機ですね。隊長のがキャシャーンですね。
Got a spruce goose flying next to me now. Oh, that's Rubber Duck is flying the spruce goose. Rubber Duck is flying the goose.
I was thinking about that. Yeah. And yet it isn't a duck model.
Yeah. The natural enemy of the duck is the goose.
GC44
the way,
ってのは多分
those
グ
of
ラ
you
マ
who don't
ンの
know,
飛行機じゃないかなと思いますが
Canada, where in large parts of our country we have Canadian geese.
ちょっとじゃあスピ
They are
ット
not
ファイヤーが戻
majestic,
ってくるま
beautiful
で
creatures.
私が護衛を
They are
っていう
the
か
biggest jerks of nature. They are awful
気が変わる
animals.
まで
Canadian
99
geese
番
are the worst. They like to settle.
Oshare
Yeah,
sama
Cobra
hikoki
chickens,
desu ne,
says
kore
Blue
ne.
Yonder. They like to settle and raise their young next to like walking paths and cycle paths, and they get very aggressive
Kita
with
nan
humans
teいうの
who
かな
walk past.
飛行機の
They
後
hiss
ろ
at you
の
and
ア
they'll
ンテナ
chase
が
you
なん
and
か
they bite.
角度が微妙にずれてて
They poop
なん
everywhere.
なんていうのかな猫の顔についてるヒゲみたいな感じですね
Also a huge danger to aircraft, even in aviation. Yes, as Higgy says, just gas Sully. Yeah, absolutely. The miracle on the Hudson was a direct result of a bird strike with Canadian geese. JD's movie hole just said, just saw a video of a Canadian goose chasing a gorilla. Yeah, I'd believe it. They're fearless. They're like honey badgers. Do they taste at least well?
Geese? Eh.
もうすげえ
I mean, I've
でけ
sorry. I know this
え
is cruel, so apologies in advance. But foie gras is delicious.
ついフラフラと近寄ってしまうぐらいでけえ
It is.
But it is very cruel.
万
Though,
有
I
引
know.
力の値
Why
踏
do
ん
the
だ
things that taste the best have to be so
う
cruel?
ひゃひゃひゃひゃひゃひゃひゃ
Because I feel,
Like
I
you.
feel, I feel guilty every time I eat foie gras, but not guilty enough to not eat it.
So, but is there also a direct link?
Wow.
The greater amount of cruelty that goes into the preparation of the food, the
Kakkoe.
better it tastes.
exactly. So baby seals
し
must
か
be
し
delicious or
巡航
something.
速度120キロ、120ノット、イーグルで飛ぶ気にはなりませ
You
ん
know,
な。
Jane and I were having dinner with a couple of Jane's friends at Reno actually 2 years ago, and we had this exact conversation because we were eating foie gras, and we literally just we made that connection. Is the crueler something is to prepare, does it
もう
taste better?
エレベーター動いてるのは見える。でっけえ飛行機なんかこれでも継ぎ目が全然ないけど、木製の飛行機
Peeps are gross. I'm not sure. Is there okay? Poll for the chat. Is there anyone that
マジででっ
anyone
け
that
え。
likes Peeps? For those of you who may not know what we're talking about, Peeps are like an Easter candy that you can get in at least in North America. I don't know if other countries have them as well. And they're kind of like it's a marshmallow that's dyed
でっ
yellow,
けえ
shaped like a duck, and then coated in crystallized sugar. Me.
It sounds delicious, but I have not
Nah.
been fortunate enough to try it now.
Sounds like something that if you would taste it, your teeth would just run out of your mouth. Never mind. Not gonna do this.
I'm gonna show you a photo from online.
イオンカースの52。うひょ
Okay,
ー
that is a peep. So it's basically
もの
marshmallow
お
that's
台風
shaped and colored to look like a duckling,
Well,
and then
with
sort
some
of.
fantasy. Yeah, with some fantasy.
Yeah, and then you can kind of see on that image. I don't know if it's coming across in the stream, but it has sort of like crystallized sugar coating.
Sure,
That's,
that's
あんまり近づくとでもローターに叩
I
かれて
think
壊
they're
されそう
gross.
な気がする。
But some people like them.
う
So
お
kind of
ー、
wondering, is
エン
there
ジン
anyone in
入
the
って
chat
す
that likes
げえ
peeps?
向かい
Dog
角
says
で
peep s'mores
Ishi
are a
ni-
treat. Tiggertail says they are
低速
terrible.
で飛んでおらっしゃいます
Nixon
ね。
Redgrave says horribly
えらい
awesome.
大変だと思いますよ、
Seems
これ。
that we have them in the Netherlands as well. I've never seen them.
Hello, Sky Command.
But it looks awfully sweet. Just one bowl of
It
sugar.
looks wonderful.
No, it doesn't.
It looks amazing.
No. Go up on me. Where's your taste? But fair,
明日
yeah.
な
I
ん
think
か
I
パ
think
ト
it
ラ
would
イ
be a
トみたい
guilty
なライト
pleasure.
が光ってる。
Oh, F's in chat for Turbo
Oh.
Magic. Oh.
台風が体調を今
Let's look
護衛
away.
中。
Oh,
Yeah, let's look away.
I didn't see it. I didn't see
これ
anything.
どこの国の国籍標識じゃ
Wrong stuff says
Oh,
people
look,
make
open
peep
line, then I'll
dioramas.
mark.
What's a diorama?
Just a miniature of a situation.
No, I know. I know what a diorama is. That was an old school Simpsons reference where
Oh.
Ralph
Sorry.
Wiggum wins the school diorama contest by
What's a diorama?
yeah, you get it.
I get him.
Yeah.
I forgot him. Sorry.
making a display of all his Star Wars action figures in the original packaging.
Sorry, I missed that one.
See, Hammond understands.
Hammond says Peeps are undoubtedly the best candy in the world, better than pineapple on pizza.
But how does pineapple on pizza qualify as candy? Does pineapple on pizza qualify as candy?
Well, I mean, it adds some sweetness. You know, I will once again. This is a hill I will die on. The best pizza I have ever had.
あ、
is-
スーパーホーネットも来
I'm
た
gonna。tell you, this is the recipe. You can make this at home. Factual says fruit is not candy.
Thank you.
Correct.
姿が
Unless it's candied fruit,
変わりつつあ
then
る。
it can be both.
No, that's still
Or dried
healthy.
fruit.
That's still healthy core
So raisins, are those candy or fruit?
fruit.
Eh.
Chocolate covered
ラグ
raisins
タ
still fruit.
Oh. Are you
Candy
getting
apples still fruit.
ハイライト。あ、ハイラインか。
Now, factual. What if it's
ハイラインって書いてある
factual
な。
says
ビ
raisins
ッ
are
プ
not
用
candy?
の
Factual.
や
What
つ
if
かな。
what if it is fruit flavored
なんか旅
candy? What
客っ
if
て
it's
そう
like
いう特別な改造になってるっていうか、
like
ま
a
あ
gummy that's made with real fruit? Is that more fruit or more
航
horse?
空会社 お客さんのためにいろいろ内装はカスタマイズするみたいですね。
How much fruit is in the candy? Well, I don't know. I don't have the ingredient list in front of me.
Probably like 2% fruit extract.
Factual says there's more horse in the gelatin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malaysia.
Factual says maraschino cherries are probably more candy. I'm still 20 nautical miles from the next airport for the touch and go. Whiskey Mike Kilo India is the ICAO
Like
code.
5, yeah. I'm 24.9 currently.
Okay, so as I was saying, the best pizza I've ever had. You can write down this recipe if you're inclined to make pizza at home. Now, obviously, you need a wood-fired oven to do it properly. I'm guessing most people in the chat do not have a wood-fired oven in their home kitchen. But you can still do it in your home stove, your home oven. Just won't be quite as good. So you need to make a Napoli-style thin pizza crust. Put a tomato sauce on it. Add some seasoning, some basil, oregano.
観
Then
光のた
you
めに
want
ちょっとヘリコ
some
プターも練
prosciutto.
習した方がいいのかな。建
And
物
that
と
gives
か
it
の観
some
光
nice
したりするには
salted
いい
meat
かも
flavor
ね。
to your pizza.
AV8B とか
You
練
add
習して、
pineapple.
アーノルド・シュワルツェネッガーごっこをちょ
Then
っ
you
とやった
add
りと
hot
か
chili flakes.
できるようになった方がいいのかな。
And then you add your cheese, and then you put just a little thin drizzle. Be very careful with this. Don't overdo it, but a very thin drizzle of
まあ
maple
隊長
syrup.
の元にたどり着
And you
い
get
た。
like this perfect flavor
全ての
combination.
道
You
は
get the
隊長に
saltiness from the
通ずる。
prosciutto, you get some sourness from the pineapple, you get sweetness from the maple syrup, and you get the spiciness from the chili flakes. And it is just the best pizza you'll ever have. It's absolutely perfect flavor combination. Actual's here for the recipes.
I would try that, but I would try anything with maple syrup.
Anything?
Sure. With enough maple syrup,
Yeah.
sure.
Fair. CD, are we playing autopilot chicken at the moment? Or?
I think I'm going to clear this easily at 2,500. I don't think I'm in any. I'm right on the magenta line. Maybe you're slightly off course, but I.
No,
でも台風のパイロットもなかなかの腕前だと思いますよ。
Looks like.
Wombi Factual wants to know if you would eat Canada goose with maple
このス
syrup.
ピードで
Wow,
飛行機まあ乗った
that's
こ
like
と
a
ないけ
full-on
ど
Canadian
定
dish. Why don't you just
食は
add a
絶
little
対
bit of that to your poutine?
I'm tempted to say yes.
I think it depends on the amount of maple syrup, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
だいぶ難しいところで釣り合わせないとこのスピードで飛ぶのは難しい気がする。
Actually.
You know, I've never had
Cento
goose
kia.
on pizza before. I've had chicken on pizza. You know, goose is, you know, it's poultry. Probably be
is
pretty similar, right?
right.
So, Peter, what kind of geese was it we scootered around last week?
Annoying
Were
ones.
those Canadian?
No, probably not. I don't know. I didn't talk to them, but I think they were just German.
You're saying that the
They seemed
geese in
friendly.
Europe they didn't have a Canadian flag
They did not.
sewed to their backpack so
No.
that all the
No.
Europeans would know they're Canadian.
I actually played cross the road chicken with a few of those, with a few of them. They were crossing the road, and I was just coming there on my step, and I thought, well, I'm not gonna brake for you. You'll probably stop walking, and they actually did. But
You
it was
almost got an answer to the age-old question of why the chicken crossed the road, except it was a
Right.
goose.
It was a goose, yeah. Why did the goose cross the road?
しかしなかなか延々と飛びますな。
I
ち
think
ょ
those
っ
were
となんか
European
単
geese.
調ずるになってきましたよ、フライトが。
I mean, they migrate, don't they?
I don't think
あ、はらら
Canada
らら。
geese migrate across the Atlantic, though. I think they
また
fly
一
south.
点と見ちゃった。
I think European geese do actually migrate. I'm sure.
単調な飛行を打ち破るべく。
Surly Dev is asking, is there really a waypoint on this design? WMBI, a Wombi waypoint. You know, There very well might be. However, I did not do that on purpose. And in fact, I didn't even know that Wombi was going to be joining us today until very short notice. So when after I created the flight plan. So if there is a Wombi waypoint, it's purely coincidental. But what a happy coincidence that is. We have no accident on Community Fly-In Friday. Only happy coincidences. Oh, this is cool scenery. Sort of green, lush valley to my 3 o'clock.
No, it's an actual airport, WMBI. That's so cool.
It's the one after next, says Extremist.
Yeah. No, you actually have your own airport, Wombi.
Awesome. I need to check that out.
You might need to make a bespoke version of that, Wombi.
Probably.
You may have to, yes.
Yeah.
You probably have to.
Fill it with ducks and witches and pinatas, unicorn balloons.
And the companion cube from Portal.
From Portal, yeah. All right, here's a question. This is gonna cause a war in the chat. This is how you troll your entire viewers. For anyone who's played Portal, are you familiar with the Portal paradox?
Oh yes.
Let me show you this. Let me pull up the image. Okay, here we go. Here's, I put it on my screen. Those of you who played Portal before, we got the companion cube, the heart on it. So the companion cube is stationary, but here we have a piston coming down with the orange portal on it. So the piston goes down over the stationary companion cube. On the other end, with the blue portal, does the companion cube just plop out of the blue portal with no momentum, or does it go, or does it shoot out with lots of momentum?
I think A, because the cube doesn't have energy.
I think B, because it would take the reference point of the portal.
Right. But you don't have to agree with me, but do know you're wrong.
Yes.
Can we do a poll, CD?
I mean, I have literally studied questions like this as an undergraduate student in physics class. Like, this is... Yeah, I'm sure most people are familiar with Einstein's theory of relativity. You've at least heard of that, but you may not know what it really is. The theory of relativity is talking about measuring the relative, velocities and momentum of things given different frames of reference. So in this case, the companion cube is stationary in reference to the platform it's sitting on, but the companion cube has relative velocity in reference to the piston with the orange portal that's coming down. So I don't know. I mean, to me, intuitively, A seems it makes more sense, intuitively. But knowing what I know about relativistic physics, I think B might be the right answer here. I don't know, chat. What do you think?
Someone, please fire up both Portal and Portal 2 check.
I actually might have an inside connection. I might be able to get an answer to this question from an authoritative source. For those of you who don't know, Kim Swift, who is the creative director on Portal and Portal 2, now works at Xbox. And I may be able to reach out to Kim and see if she has an answer to that question. PKM says you can't place portals on moving surfaces. In Portal 2, there are a few puzzles where you actually do place a portal on a moving surface. In Portal 1, I don't think you can.
ぼんやりしてきた。
Oh, I got the airport in sight. I'm better disable my autopilot here. There's the runway right there. Let me join a left downwind for touch and go. Jetty says, I think A is right because you need to go many times through portals to gain speed. Well, I mean, it depends. If you jump from a high enough height and go through a single portal, you'll come out the other end with a lot of momentum.
It will just preserve your energy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the brick doesn't have any energy when the portal lands on it.
Oh, that is a good point.
ミナノ州はどこへ
So that's why I think A.
これか
Yeah. Then Darian says the block has no
Kinahata.
momentum. You aren't transferring any potential energy to the
Exactly.
block.
Yeah. The moment you, because if it was the other way around, if you would,
ちょっとタッチングして
the
みよう
portal would be stationary and you would throw the
大きな団地みたいなの
the
が
block in it, then it would be B, right? Because it will.
日本も昔は団地っていうのがありましたけど最近あんま見かけなくなりましたね
Factual says the block could come through quickly. Okay, Factual, what are you basing that on? Without a lot of force. I can never tell if Factual, if this is a setup for a
Right.
terrible dad joke or if she's actually about to say something serious here.
I was reading that sentence 3 times.
Yeah, I was like,
no,
okay,
I'm not.
where's the punchline coming? I'm bracing myself.
ちょっとチキーなチキーしたけーな
See what you did there,
Side
Victor?
sleep.
You
Factual,
really-
you were the girl who cried wolf.
減速
We
しなが
can
ら行
never
って
take
み
you
ますか
seriously now.
うまいこと降り
First
れる
have
かな
to have a warning or some kind of character that we know you're
右
serious.
ラダーベタ踏みです
But,
Criminal Pilot says it must be A. You aren't transferring any energy to the block. It's exactly the same as swinging a big hula hoop over a stationary cube. There's no transfer of energy, though in this case, the other side of the hula hoop is at a different location.
I'm still going for A because of that.
なんか立派な空港そうな気がいたしますけどね
I better focus on my
Well,
landing here. I'm
then
coming a little
okay.
bit high.
Oh wait, we have a landing?
We do. We have a touch and go at Whiskey Mike Kilo India.
Why aren't you saying that?
よしこんなもんか
Let me first swap.
De-
That's probably
サイドス
All
リ
right,
ップを
I see
戻し
Factual and Blue Yonder have competing points here. Let me just focus on this landing, then I'll read all your
着
comments.
陸ちょっとぼーっとしてきたからちょっと休憩
Where's the airport? Oh, there's the airport.
All right. Oh man, I am coming in really high for this one. It's fine though.
Same.
Yeah, that was not bad. I'll take that one. And then now we're airborne again.
へえ
Touch
ちょ
and
っ
go
と疲れた疲れたんすよねもう
Let me switch over to your POV. Okay, so Factual says the speed of the platform with the portal could just indicate how quickly the cube comes through the portal, not how much force it comes through with.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a good take. I like that. Blue Yonder says it's clearly B. The portal is always moving by the rotation of the Earth and movement of the planet through space. It's in reference to the plane, not the object. By the way, folks, when Einstein published the theory of relativity, this caused a huge stir in the scientific community for exactly this reason. It was an entirely new way to think about the world. So this is a very interesting debate we've been having. That some of the smartest scientists who ever lived had this exact debate, 120 years ago.
I never knew the Portal game was already out then.
10 minutes until landing says Happy Malaysian Independence Day. Flight Sim
次
family,
々と来て
XOXO.
ますな
Thank you.
Oh, I heard a Jane Stallhorn there. Is that you, Wombi?
Might be.
Might be, yes.
じゃあそろそろ行きま
JP
す
Sana
か
says if the block speed increased enough for it to fly, would a block with speed exponentially increase? Also, is the block entering a vacuum with or without gravity? No gravity could translate to flying if zero gravity.
You're a bit high, Wombi, by the way.
I'm a bit high, yeah.
Just a tad.
Just a tad. Just wanted to see the clouds.
P51 だ
Then I was told about the landing.
Well, the touch and goes are optional. Surly Dev says it would be A because only a thin portion of the cube would go to the portal at a time. The part that isn't there would drag it back, stopping it gaining any momentum from the portal coming down. Oh, that's actually a good way of thinking about it. Like, there is a moment where half the cube is through the portal and half the cube is not through the portal. So the portion of the cube that is through, does it have momentum? And the portion of the cube that is not through still has zero momentum?
Yeah.
And then how does that work? So that's interesting.
Why would it have momentum if it's not different than putting a hula hoop over something, right? If I put a hula hoop over a random object, it doesn't magically starts to move. Just.
By the way, I think the whole point of this question is it is a paradox, and it's just supposed to start arguments on the internet. So mission successful.
No, it's not an argument.
Yeah. No, it's stimulating debates. Yeah, argument was overstating it there.
It's not an argument. It's a.
Yeah.
End of discussion.
Point counterpoint. Yeah.
虹だ
Turbo Magic changed their answer to B. What? Okay. What? By what logic did you use to change your answer, Turbo Magic?
He joined the dark side.
Because velocity is relative. Yeah, that's what I was sort of getting at with all the talk about Einstein and the theory of relativity. That's why I could see a case being made for B. I do think logically A is more intuitive, but I can actually understand the case that's being made for B.
若干三角に入りました
I changed my answer to neither A nor B. I'm going to keep the companion cube and not let it go through the portal.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
The cube will thank you for that, probably.
Yeah.
入道雲のなんかすごい本当は上昇気流とか乱気流を渦巻いていて入道雲の中に入ったら実際はめっちゃやばいらしいんですけどこのゲームはそんなことはないですねなぜか
Spoilers, factual. That game is like 16 years old. If anyone cares about being spoiled for Portal, the statute of limitations on that have long since passed. No spoilers for Starfield though. That's still brand new. Don't want to spoil any stories for that. Oh, Wobby, look at that duck flying in formation with you. That's pretty cool.
There's so much fun to see on this trip. Yep.
Oh, I know.
So would there be a difference if one of the portals changed speed during insertion?
Spitfire.
Oh, I'm finding there's multiple other portal paradoxes that people have posted online. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is a fun one. All right. So you've got a box with a door. You attach the blue portal to the inside of the box. You then shut the door. You then throw the box through the orange portal. What happens? I actually think I think I know the answer to this one. I think both portals disintegrate. I think that's if you shoot one portal with the other portal, both portals get disintegrated. So I would say that's what happens here. And I would say the box would then get partially stuck, fused into the wall at the moment that the two portals get disintegrated from touching each other. I don't know, chat. What do you think is the answer to this one?
I have a technical problem with this. The blue portal is smaller than the orange.
Oh yeah. Blue Hunter says, "Be right back. Building a portal gun to test this."
Oh, I've got a rainbow.
All right, let's check out Peter's rainbow. Oh, very nice.
Yeah, let me have a look outside. Let me first focus my window and then have a look outside. Oh, that's a bit... Hold on.
What's the next airport? Next airport is Wambi. Whiskey
Yay!
Mike. Bravo, India. WMBI. Now, Peter, I may have to climb to get over this next mountain. We'll see. I'm gonna play autopilot chicken for next little while.
Oh yeah, I'll...
早いなやっ
Yeah,
ぱ
I almost can guarantee you.
全然追いつく気配がね
Oh, you people use autopilot?
Sometimes, because
No, maybe.
it is difficult to read the chat and be a host on a stream while hand flying the entire time as well.
I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
There's so many good points in chat here. I think Lumpy Ahmed has a very good point.
Okay, here's one. This is not even a portal paradox. This is like an actual physics paradox. If you're traveling on a spaceship that's going exactly the speed of light, now forget for a moment that that's impossible. Let's just hypothetically suppose you can actually go the speed of light on a spaceship. So you're going exactly 1c to, a million decimal places of accuracy. And you turn your headlights on your spaceship that's going the speed of light. What happens?
マリーンズ
I think the
People
back of your
thought
headlights
we
get
got
pretty
the
well lit.
Yeah, I would say you don't actually see anything more illuminated in front of you.
No, because
Yeah.
photons will just travel at...
So I actually saw, I read a story yesterday. There's an aviation connection to this. There was a Dutch Air Force F-16 that actually shot itself. Have you ever heard about this, Peter? There was a Dutch Air Force. It was F-16. It was doing a live fire exercise, and it fired its rotary cannon, and then it accelerated, and it actually overtook its own bullets.
Bullets.
and it caused damage to its own tail.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I just read about that yesterday.
Now, didn't Einstein say that light speed is relative to everything? There's no
that's
direct
actually
plane?
that's the one thing that's very important in the theory of relativity, is that the speed of light is constant in every reference frame. So all speeds are relative depending on your frame of reference, except the speed of light, which is always constant.
さ
And
っ
I
き
don't
か
know
ら
how Einstein proved that, but I do
73 な
remember
んだ
that from
の
my undergraduate physics classes
900なのかなす
20 plus
げえ
years
な
ago.
飛び方してる EMDG のやつかな
That is a bit
ちょっと安いん
bit
ですよ
difficult
ね
to wrap your head
確か
around.
Yeah.
いくらぐらいだろうちょっと安いとしても5000円ぐらいはしたと思いますけど8000いくらのが2機ともう
Yeah,
ちょい安いのが
theory of relativity and
2
then
機ぐらい
quantum
の感
mechanics.
じですね
That's sort of where
安売りする気
my
は
brain
全く
broke
なさそうですが
and why I only minored in
で
physics
もあれ
as
で
an
安く
undergraduate and
セー
didn't
ルで
major in
安くなって
physics.
たら買うかもしれないですね
Ooh, look at this autopilot chicken. Think I'm gonna clear this crest? I think I will. I'm gonna go hands off. I'm gonna risk it. I think I'm gonna just barely clear these trees.
You're fine.
Yeah, I think I'm fine. Oh, not even close. Had it all along.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Was your altimeter set correctly?
Yeah, I'm at 2,500.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know, but your altimeter.
Oh, yes. Is the altimeter setting correct? Yes, it is.
I might redo that. Just to be sure. How it was.
Well, you're on live weather though. I'm not. So
Yeah.
yeah, your setting will be different from mine.
I'm
Oh,
also at 2400
Duru20.
feet. It's at 25. Or am I? Oh, 2480.
これもまあ見てたら見たくなるやつですな
You may lose your license for that. Yeah.
巡航速
So I
度
don't know what the Malaysian
170 ノ
air
ットで
regulations
飛べ
are,
るん
but
です
certainly
ね
in my
飛べる
country
の
where
か
I
な
fly
本
in
当に
Canada, in a non-built-up area like where we're flying right now, you must be at least 500 feet above
AGL.
the
厳
highest
しいのではないかと
obstacle.
いう気がし
So
ます
yes, I would be flying too
俺も
low
ちょっ
right
と
now
見
for
たい
sure.
ですよね
And in a built-up area where there's lots of population and structures and so on below, you need to be 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle.
So are you sure you haven't cheated and test flown this track?
I have not.
Make
no.
sure you don't hit those peaks to your right.
Porter's asking, can you give me this game for free? You're on Xbox. Well, I can't give the game for free, but if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, you can play this game at no additional charge as part of your Xbox Game Pass subscription. Includes all the content, including 14 free world updates.
CD.
Yeah.
The 20 feet you got there, right?
Oh.
Oh, I cleared it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Fine.
I cut the trees a bit. It's fine.
もう痛い痛い痛いでけえこれも
Yeah, I don't know in real life if you'd still be flying right now, Peter.
Probably not.
まあでもこれも
Just but a
なんていうのかな有名どころらしいんですけど
That'll buff right out.
なんかいろいろ技術的に難しかったみたいで
All right, I'm 2 nautical miles from the Wombe airport.
常になんか
Is this, I'm gonna go to my POV. Is this it below me to my 12?
メ
Looks
ン
kind
テ
of
ナ
like
ン
a
スで
dirt
きる
strip,
体
maybe?
制をなんか取っ
That
てて
clearing looks like it's the airport, I would say. I'll join a left downwind here.
まあ確かに10
Kind
機
of
ぐら
looks
いし
like
か
there's a
作れなか
partially
作ら
paved
れなかっ
runway, and
た
then
飛
it
行機
turns
です
into
よ
like
こ
a
れも
grass, almost
あ
mud.
違う3機だったかな
See what I'm like?
Okay.
This what I'm looking at here. This is the
有名
airport,
な
right?
割
Like,
に
it has
は
to be.
結構不具合が多くて
Makes sense.
I would
yes.
probably not land at this airport in real
こ
life.
のエンジン
It does not look like it's well
なんか
maintained.
ついて
It's
んだろ
very,
これ
very muddy right now. I'd certainly be able to do a touch here. I'd be concerned about
12
not
個
being
つい
able
て
to
んの
do
か
a
なエン
go.
ジン
Wrong Stuff says Taiping Airports is the oldest airstrip in Malaysia, built by the British in 1929 for non-military use. In 1933, more airports were built in Singapore, Selangor, and Penang, Penang being our final full-stop destination, and Taiping Airport was no longer important. All right, setting up for left base now. Yeah, just looking at the conditions of this
touching
field,
water.
again in real life, I would not land here. But you know, in the sim, we can do whatever we
あ
want.
いや
It's fine. Surly Dev says this airport is just ripe for a big
この
pond and some ducks.
P51 見たいけど追いつかないんですよね。
I think that might have been directed at you, Wambi.
Might have been, yeah.
Maybe. No.
All right, coming in final.
Autopilot off.
居眠りしちゃう。や
Where
べ
is
え。
the airport, Chidi?
Oh, look for the big muddy hole in the wall, in sort of the middle of this built-up,
Oh,
you know,
is that
municipal area. Yeah.
the black stuff?
Yep.
And then we'll do a left-hand downwind. Yeah. Sure, why not?
That was a pretty nice landing. I'll take that one. And positive rates. Airborne once again. Are you lining up for your landing there, Peter?
I am. Oh, no.
いやー、マジで眠い。睡魔との戦いじゃい。AV8B がおった。
It's always the
パイロットの厳しさを感じるの。
a bit short, I'm a bit high. Those buildings are quite in the way.
Not like Kai Tak.
Yeah.
Not quite that bad.
Not that bad. Still though.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a 739 reversing on the runway, which is fine. Oh, it's a bit harsh, but I'll take that. Easy.
All right. Well done, Peter.
Always knew I had it.
英語。
All right, Wambi, how about you? Do you find the airport?
アイコン英語。LS っていうの持ってたか
I think,
な
but
これ買ったわけじゃなくてデフォルトだと思うんですよね。
On your right. To
Oh.
the right. Yeah, the black stuff there.
Right.
Yeah.
The
めっ
black
ちゃ
stuff.
レブーい。
Yeah.
right.
うっとりってなっちゃう。
Yeah, where that big crowd of planes are all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Landing there. Yeah.
So it's the thing that's kind of straight there. Yes. Excellent.
All right, Hex is back. Welcome back, Hex.
ブワブルブルブルブルブル。
Look at that giant duck at the end of the runway. Love it.
This is a proper size duck.
ちょっと。アイコンのアイコンの英語が見たいっす。
So the runway is oops, ouch. Yeah. Okay. I am interested in seeing that duck take off.
Lumpy calls says, "What a foul runway."
う
Oh,
わ
putting
半分寝
factual
ぼ
to
けて
shame there with that one,
操縦し
Lumpy.
てるからやべえ。マジでやべえ。アイコン英語全然追いつけねえ
Do
な。
we think
そんな
this
速い
runway
飛行
is
機かあ
about
れ。
in the same state as
そんな
as
速
it
いイメー
was
ジが
in
ないんですけどね。
1929?
100ノットぐらいしか出ないんじゃないの？
I mean, those older runways, like in the early days of aviation, a lot of times they didn't even build runways as we know them today.
Yeah.
Aerodromes were just big, large paved circles, and you could land and take off any direction you wanted with the prevailing winds. All right, next touch and go is Whiskey Mike Kilo Bravo. Must be getting pretty close to Penang right now.
Yeah, this is the before last stop, right?
Yeah.
Penultimate stop. What's this called?
That's correct. Penultimate means second last.
Right.
Yeah. He says that duck
nice.
reminds. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, look at the duck taking off. That's amazing. I love that so much. Incredible.
Good job. It's a large duck to take off in.
Yeah. And the best part about this is for TMF Midnight,
早い
they're
な
just flying a
英語
regular plane from their point of view. It's only to you that it looks like a giant duck.
So apparently the nearby Taiping Zoo breeds endangered species like the Malaysian tiger.
Uh, 66 Robbie says there's echoing.
Is there?
Uh,
Hello.
Check. Might be Wambi. Are you broadcasting the chat to the stream?
Not that I know of. Shouldn't be. I don't have any audio sources here.
Jane says no echoing. Okay, chat's saying there's no echo.
Maybe 66 Robbie is in a very big cave.
Lots of reverberation.
Actually.
Oh, you had two screens open. Yeah, that'll explain it.
燃料もそろそろイエローになるね。やっと見えた。これってデ
Just
フォル
makes
ト
me
に見
happy
える
seeing
や
the
つか
ducks.
な。
I can't help it.
Same.
I know. I love it too.
Could you maybe in air? Could you animate them having wings,
I could, yes.
or would that deteriorate actually the aesthetics of the plastic duck itself?
Yeah, it goes a bit against the philosophy of that.
Right. Yeah, the whole plastic duck philosophy.
I do have a dream of one day making an actual swan because of how graceful they are when they actually land on water.
Yes.
I think that would be really, really cool.
いやー、統一した。
So, speaking of caves, I'll show you something else from Malaysia. This is near Kuala Lumpur. You can take a quick trip. You can climb all these stairs. Make sure you bring water. It's a long way up. And there's a statue, a Buddha statue here. And inside, there's like a temple inside this cave at the top of these stairs. I'll show you some more photos of what it looks like inside. Oh, here's the view from the top looking down. You can see how small the
ちゃ
people
ん
look
と
at
見
the
え
bottom
て
of the
ないっ
stairs.
ぽい気がしますな、英語。
Here's a view from inside the cave. As you can see, there's obviously it's lit by electricity and modern lighting, and there's safety signage and fencing and stuff. So it's not completely natural, but still really cool to go into this sort of grotto cave area.
Very large.
Yeah. And if I can just find the right photo. There are monkeys who have their home in the
ちゃ
cave.
んと見えませんでしたな。
They might be camouflaged a little bit. There, you can see two monkeys right there. There's quite a few of them that made their home inside this cave.
Escape.
So that was pretty cool. How was the echo in there? Well, you know, Super Taiwan, everyone, because it is a temple, everyone was very quiet and respectful. No one was, yelling, echo, echo, echo. No one was doing anything like that. So, as a tourist, I was just there to come and look at it. But for other people, they were there as like a,
ストライ
practice
ク
their
イー
religion.
グルが飛んでおる
And。so you wanted to be very respectful of that.
ちょっと見たいけどめちゃくちゃ眠
I
い。
just
But
noticed
it is
the,
tempting to do, isn't
やっ
it?
とゴールが見えてきたけど、なんかどっかを経由するんだな、まだ。
Where are we going in Malaysia? Well, we started in the capital of Kuala Lumpur, and we're currently coming up on Penang, which will be our final full stop landing.
I just noticed the irrigation canals here on my GPS.
Why look
Now,
outside,
sadly,
make
I
you look
did.
at it.
I did not have enough time to visit Penang when I was in Malaysia. I really wanted to because it is considered one of the great culinary
Oh.
destinations in the world.
Oh,
There's so much fantastic food to be had. Street food especially in Penang. I think Lonely Planet a few years ago named it the #1 food destination in the entire world. But sadly, there was only so much time I had available, so could not make it to Penang. Next time.
Would love to know more about what kind of food we're talking about here.
Well, it's
Make me
very-
hungry.
It's very much a fusion culture in Malaysia. It's a multicultural society, as we mentioned. There's a large Chinese population. There's a large Muslim population. There's ethnic Malay population. There's an Indian population. So all these different ethnic groups bring their own culinary traditions, and they all sort of come together. And you have food from each of those ethnicities, but then you also have a lot of fusion cuisine as well. Create something special about and new with all of that. Jane QC with the Paimon emoji. Of course, Paimon loves her food. But yeah, and definitely a street food culture in Malaysia as well. Malia on Twitch says we should get a co-stream with someone from a food channel who prepares a meal appropriate to our fly-in.
Yes.
And then we can scan a QR code and 3D print it at home.
And then have that as a picture-in-picture here on the right bottom of the screen at the meantime.
Yeah. Oh, look at that duck overtaking Wombi.
Yeah, we actually have to. Let's do that, CD. Let's get a cooking channel in here. Let's team up.
このバージョンで直ったみたいですね。よかった。P51 の燃料コックも直ってないかな。
Do we know what kind of crops these fields are?
Well,
growing
let me
here?
let me consult the Wikipedia page for Malaysia, and they'll probably talk about that. Okay, here, this is interesting. On the Wikipedia page for Malaysia, there's an entire section devoted to cuisine.
Oh, excellent.
And in fact, there's even a link, there's an entire article on Malaysian cuisine. So I'll read you what it says on Wikipedia. Malaysia's cuisine reflects the multi-ethnic makeup of its population. Okay, so exactly what I just said. Many cultures from within the country and from surrounding regions have greatly influenced the cuisine. Much of the influence comes from the Malay, Chinese, Indian, Thai, Javanese,
最
and
終タッチン
Sumatran
グを
cultures,
ポイントに
largely due to the
分かっ
country
てお
being
り
part
ま
of
す
the
が
ancient spice route. The cuisine is very similar to that of Singapore and Brunei, and also bears resemblance to Filipino
眠
cuisine.
くて眠くてわけ
The
がわ
different
かりま
states
せ
have
ん。
varied dishes, and often the food in Malaysia is different from the original dishes. Sometimes food not found in its original culture is assimilated into another. For example, Chinese restaurants in Malaysia often serve Malay dishes. Food from one culture is sometimes also cooked using styles taken from the other culture. Yeah, so this is kind of what I was saying about how it's very much like a fusion cuisine, where they take all this, you know, the multi-ethnicity, multicultural society in Malaysia. They all kind of blend together. For example, sambal belacan, aka shrimp paste, is commonly used as ingredients by Chinese restaurants to create stir-fried water spinach. This means that although much of Malaysian food can be traced back to a certain culture, they have their own identity. Rice is a staple food and an important constituent of the country's culture. Chili is commonly found in local cuisine, although this does not necessarily make them spicy.
Interesting.
CD, we're a bit short on time, I see.
We're getting pretty close to Penang, though, are we not?
Well, I'm still 18 miles out.
Okay, maybe increase throttle if you can.
Oh, that was the wrong button. I'll just skip to the next airport. I'll just.
Okay, so now I've got the page for Malaysian cuisine pulled up. Because the vast majority of Chinese Malaysians are descendants of immigrants from southern China, Malaysian
ガ
Chinese
スって言っ
cuisine
て
is
よく見え
predominantly
ません
based
な。
on an eclectic repertoire of dishes with roots from the Fujian, Teochew,
しかし
sorry if I
ね、
mispronounced that,
今
Cantonese,
日は
Hakka,
な
and
んかめちゃ
Hainese
くちゃ
cuisines.
眠いですよ
However,。despite the vast majority of Indian Malaysians are descendants of immigrants from southern India, Malaysian Indian cuisine has a mixture of both North and South Indian and Sri Lankan diversity that can be differentiated by drier or wetter curry dish preparation. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why Malaysia is considered such a great food destination is because it does have that sort of fusion, the multi-ethnicity, and all these different cultures that have made their home in Malaysia and brought their culinary traditions with them.
Does sound like it's worth the trip.
One thing that I really liked about Malaysia, as a Western tourist, your money goes a long way, and you can get amazing food for really affordable prices.
Oh
yeah, there's a section on the Wikipedia page on Malaysian cuisine about durian in particular. I tried eating durian when I was in Singapore, not when I was in Malaysia. But I'll do anything once, especially when I'm traveling. I will always try to eat the local cuisine. I would not eat durian again. I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I can say that I've done it, but it's not something I would ever have any desire to do a second time.
Yeah, I've never tried it. I would like to try it. It is supposed to be good.
I will say it smells worse than it tastes, or conversely, it tastes better than it smells. If you want to think of it that way.
Yeah.
One thing though, you will be tasting it for hours after you eat it.
Okay.
Yeah, the taste does not go away. It sticks in your throat.
Papaya.
Don't see CD.
Papaya.
Wikipedia says chili peppers are indispensable in Malaysian kitchens, and both fresh and dried
ゴール
chilies
に
are
向け
used.
て進路を変更していきましょう。
bit more for the taste and the spiciness, you said.
That's
いっ
right.
ぱい来た。
Yeah, I didn't find at least the Malaysian cuisine I ate was not particularly hot and spicy, like say a lot of Thai food might be, for example, or Indian cuisine. Very tasty though. Coconut is another quintessential feature of Malaysian cuisine, and virtually all parts of the plant are used for culinary purposes. The white, fleshy part of the coconuts may be grated,
I don't want
shredded,
to-
and used as is,
っていう
or
かね、俺
dried
だ
to
と。
make
うん。
desiccated coconuts. Toasted
コ
until
ース的
dark
には
and
こんなもん
brown.
でしょ
Grated coconut flesh is also
う。
squeezed
お
to make
次
coconut
々
milk.
とタッチングをしていく。ピールって見えるのかな。
All right, I took a bit of a shortcut, and I'm flying over our final destination now of Penang International.
指が見えなくなった
See, a lot of people have already
どこから
arrived
じゃ
here,
見える
so
の
I'll
か
start
な
my landing momentarily. We are flying over what's known as Georgetown right now, which is one of the main principal cities
Oh.
in Penang,
うん。
and it's on the island. So Penang as a state in Malaysia, as you can see here, there's a really long bridge, as you can see in your on the screen here. This connects the mainland portion of Penang to the island portion, and Georgetown is the main city on the island. We are on the Southeast Asia server, as chat said. You can always type !fly in the chat. We'll give you all our flight information. All right, I'm going to make my turn on to base and then final for full stop landing here in Penang.
Two or 4? 04.
I'm going to land on 2-2. But, you know, you can choose however you want to do it. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Left base now.
マレーシアンは眠
Whatever's
たさ
easier.
爆発ですな。ひぃ。
Question.
最終レグですが。
I'm still 6.5 miles out.
Oh, that's pretty close, though.
That's pretty close. Yeah, it should be there in 3.5 minutes.
All right, turning final now.
うん。
Got 4 white pappies, so I'm coming in a little bit high. That's all right.
お上下逆転しとる。
So yeah, if anyone is looking for a very interesting travel destination, I can highly recommend Malaysia from personal experience. If you're a Westerner, your money will go very far in Kuala Lumpur. You can stay at 5-star luxury hotels and eat at Michelin star restaurants
す
for
げえな。
very affordable prices. And very friendly people, lots of interesting, beautiful architecture to see. And of course, multitude of delicious dishes to try, especially if you like street food. All right, there we go. 2 white, 2 red on the pappies now. Ooh, that was a smooth touchdown. I'll take that one. Had some pretty nice landings today. Usually I always kind of have like at least one really bad one to go along with the nice ones, but they were all pretty good today. Right, Peter, you must be getting pretty close to landing.
I am.
All right, we'll switch over to you.
See also Hex coming in there.
おここもしかして空港か。ここがゴールか。 おー。
So, I've got 4 more hours of my workday to complete, and then I've got a long weekend. It is, of course, in North America, Labor Day, Holiday Monday, for those of us in Canada, United States. So, 4 more hours, then I've got 3 straight days that I can play Starfield. So, pretty excited for that. Obviously, our friends and colleagues at Bethesda Game Studios have done an amazing job at that game, and got to see a little bit of it last night after work, but not too much. But can't wait to play more today.
Is there a trailer?
There's lots of content online for Starfield.
You show it?
Well, I don't have my stream set up to output audio from my PC.
到着。
But I'm sure anyone can go to YouTube and just search for Starfield trailer.
Fair.
Yeah.
無事なのかどうかよくわか
So
ら
you're
ん
coming
ですけ
in
ど、一
on
応
1-4,
到着。
Peter?
No.
0-4, sorry? No?
No.
途中から眠か
Tiggertail
っ
says our
た
teammate
な
just
し
said we can
か
log off
し。
early for the long weekend. Starfield soon. Love it when that happens, Tiggertails.
I think this is 2-2.
Oh yeah, that looks similar now. The live weather confused me because it looked a
Oh,
little
no,
bit different
we
approach
could
from
get
what I was seeing. Inglewood says I
Yeah,
should just
we'll
do a
get
fly
to-
in Peru starting in Lima along the
海が、
coastline
海っていうか
to
水があった。
Cusco and Machu Picchu. Yeah, certainly. I mean, spoiler alert for next week, folks. We're not going to Peru, but we are going to South America. So for our South American fans and simmers, we're going to be back to your continent next week. Machu Picchu is actually one of the next trips I'd really like to do in real life.
I'll take this one.
いやー、後半眠かったな、今日は。パーキングブレーキオン。
You know, for a tail dragger, that was a pretty nice landing. I'm so bad at flying tail draggers.
水たまり
Well,
が
I guess flying tail
あ、
draggers.
これ
I'm
水
fine.
たまりに
Landing
引っ
tail
かかってくるん
draggers
だ
Tail
ろ
is
う
what I'm bad at.
な。なるほど。うわう。
All right, and Wambi, you getting pretty close to the airport? Oh, look at that duck in the water. That's amazing.
Yeah, I also replaced all
いやー、眠かった。
all the
パ
ships
ーキングブレーキ。
of course.
Of course, as one does.
Yeah.
Incredible.
マグネットオフ。
And that looks like the airport. I love seeing everyone
Are
converging.
Yeah,
どうぞ
everyone
どうぞ
arriving.
今度これが。
Cool mixture. Very good.
I got a great shot here with the drone cam. I was gonna switch to my POV just really quickly. Look at all these people lined up and parked,
動かなくなった。
nice and orderly
Oh,
on the
yeah.
grass next to the runway.
しかし眠かったのあれ隊長機かな。
407. All right, switching back to Wambi's POV for the landing.
I finally have you inside, CD.
Oh yeah, I see you now, Peter, too, with my drone camera.
Should have parked it a bit to your side. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I saw 2 users at least flying the 407 today.
Yeah. Same. I think I saw 3 even. I also saw an Airbus H145.
What about any of the gimbal debris G2s? Any of those out today? Jetty says ducks should land on the water strip.
Yeah, in the middle.
Okay, this is fun. I'm looking at the stream, and I'm looking at my POV, and it's Unspoken Hen 355 is that large duck that just pulled off. On my screen, it looks like an airliner. On Wambi's screen, it looks like a massive duck. I love it. Incredible. Well, look at the devil duck. Is that random whether it's a yellow duck or a devil duck, Wally? Or is it defined logic?
The other colors are replacing the invisible Cessna 172s.
Oh. Yeah, there's another devil duck. So good.
Someone is trying to land the 145 here.
No, no, no.
Oh, I just switched off your POV to Peter's, so whatever you're saying. No,
Fine.
the stream didn't see it. Again, no accidents on this channel, just happy coincidences.
Yep.
All right, well, folks, this brings us to the end of our Malaysia Independence Day themed Infinity Fly-In. I hope everyone had a great time flying from Kuala Lumpur to Penang today. Hope we learned some fun facts about Malaysia, maybe saw some beautiful scenery. We will see you back here, same time, same place, next week, as always. Watch the usual places, the forums, Twitter, Facebook, for all those details. As I mentioned, we're going to be in South America next week, so looking forward to seeing that. Those of you who are playing Starfield this weekend, have a good time in the settled systems. I certainly myself am going to be there. Otherwise, Wombi, Peter, any final words before we sign off?
Nope. Always amazed by the scenery this can produce. And
thank you for having me. It's been super fun.
Yeah, always a great time, Wombi, when you can make it, and we love seeing all your beautiful, whimsical add-ons, all those ducks. In fact, let's go back to your POV for a second, just to see some more ducks before we sign off.
More ducks is always a good idea.
Yeah.
I think this is a perfect image of the flight sim community.
Yeah, we got a Dark Star helicopter, a DC-3, and a bunch of rubber ducks.
Yes. Summarizes it nicely.
Yeah. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. For those of you in Canada, United States, have a great long 3-day weekend. For everyone else, we'll see you back same time, same place next week. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
ありがとうございました。お疲れ様でした。もうあかん眠い寝る。